Hey everyone, it's Jeannie from A1 Vacuum and Sewing, and I'm getting ready to stitch out June's block, which is this absolutely adorable floral block. These are the fabrics. So if you are this, and this is my pre-recording, so if you are doing this, these are the blocks that you're going to be doing. You're also going to need the pink glitter. And you're also going to need the little rhinestones and your rhinestone setter. This thing is like the best rhinestone setter in the world. So you should get one of these. We sell them on our website. I think if you look under rhinestone setter or hot fix, but it's so nice because you just push this button, the light goes on and it's flat. So you don't have to have all the different tips where it gets stuck. You just put the flat against the rhinestone and then it heats up the base and melts it. You've got to have hot fix ones. So why don't I just leave that out? And what we're going to go ahead and do is this is the fabric for the Wallflower quilt that Kimberbell has chosen. These are the fabrics I'm going to be using that are from Minky Kim's Bloomberry packet. And this is Kimberbell fabric right here. So I'm doing a little bit of a mix of them both. I am doing the Minky Kim with the Scan-A-Cut. I am doing the regular one with just the just traditional cutting and applique. So first thing I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go ahead and these are my applique fabrics. I do have shape flex on the back of the lighter pieces, not on the darker one. And I'm going to put heat and bond light on these. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, here is my heat and bond light with some scraps. And I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this piece. Let's get rid of this. And let's grab these pieces. Let's grab this book. Let's move that. These are my scrappy scraps. So I wonder what I can fit on here. Because if I could use my scrappy scraps up, wouldn't that be great? I'm just going to put this in the middle of this. That should be plenty of room. And I'll put this one here. And then maybe these will go here. Ooh, that one fits pretty perfectly. And this one fits pretty perfectly. And you need to make sure that the heat and bond is completely adhered, and that means it will look glossy. So I was watching Becky Thompson, and she said she was using her heat press, and I think what she said was 375 degrees for 7 seconds. But I'm still scared because, and that would make sense for me why it didn't work, because I think I did 30, what did I do? I did like 305 for like 4 seconds. Oh my God, that would not ever be enough. Let's go ahead. And what should I use here? Maybe I'll use this one. And should we do this one right here? That way it's not getting just the little corners and the edge. I should use my rotating mat, right? That would make more sense. Don't let that get near your iron. Okay, so I have, what, 2 more pieces that I need some heat and bond light on. Seriously, this, like, you can kind of piece it. This totally works. This is bad, right? Because now you know what this means. I'm going to be hoarding every, like, little itty bitty piece. Don't be a hoarder like me. Don't be a hoarder. But if you can't help yourself, then use it all. It's a... Here we go. I shouldn't be filming this. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I can't help it. I can't help it. I have a problem. I have a problem. And I shouldn't be doing this with you guys because... Am I wasting your time? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to press these down one more time. This one too, see, it's not completely here, but you know it's a Kimberbell piece, so it's only going to be like right in the middle. This has to be pressed so well. I'm not even going to take the paper off until we get to the machine. Other things I'm learning, like don't take the paper off and just start throwing it around your room. Because in my room, there are a lot of icky little threads and things like that. And then what happens is the rubbery heat and bond, that's all glossy but somewhat sticky, sticks to all of that. And then it sticks to my mat and it's just ick. So this should be plenty of time. Okay. Whoop. It's hot. Hot, hot, hot. That one's done. That one's done. Let's make this one done. And then I just have this one last piece. And look at all of these like little itty bitty pieces. I'm going to turn the video off so I can put that on here without being embarrassed. I'll be right back. I did it. I used all those little itty bitty pieces and I just ironed them on. See, like here, I'm going to show you what I did. And now all of these little itty bitties, I am going to throw away. Okay. So it wasn't that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. And now we need to get our cut files. So let's, I'm going to go ahead and set up my Scan-A-Cut and the sewing machine. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open Design Database Transfer. And I already opened up the files that I'm going to need. I'm going to need the 5x7 June file with the background quilting, which is going to be 6x8, and I forget which design it is. But I'm going to take both of these and highlight them. So I'm going to highlight that. Remember, we cherry pick, which means hold down your control and touch that one too. So they're both selected. Choose the machine you're going to send it to. I'm sending it to my Avenir. I'm going to hit the down arrow. It's going to put it down here. And then I'm just going to hit this. Your machine needs to be on. It just sent it over. I'm going to say okay. And we're done with that part. Now, the other thing I need to do, because I'm not going to use the SVG file. There is an SVG file, but then I don't have to worry about the one click to make it bigger or anything like that. I'm just going to send it from, I'm going to create the placement, I'm going to take the placement line and turn that into a cut file. And I need to clean off my mat. I am definitely the type that goes, I'll just clean it before I use it next time. So start off, make sure you have a nice clean mat. And that is just totally awesome. And totally awesome. And this is just a paper towel. And just get all the ick off. Do not let the totally awesome sit here because it will. I've never done it, but Michelle says don't do it, so I don't do it. And I think it destroys your mat. I think maybe it'll eat away at it. So I take the chance, and now you should have some nice stick that in combination with that heat and bond light is going to be perfect. Okay, my mat is ready to go. I can load my pieces up. Let's make sure I have them all. And we should have 2 of these, 2 of that size, 2 of this size, and 2 of the smaller size. And I'm going to go ahead and just peel off the paper. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for it to be completely glossy, and you don't want to have it have like just little individual dots. Those little individual dots will stick to your mat and ruin your mat. I'll just go with this end. Like I want to spread the love on this mat. So I'm going to just put it down at the bottom. And that looks beautiful. Touch it, make sure it feels right. Put this one down here too. Now let's do these. These I can just peel apart. They should just come right apart. And then I have these. Remember, this was like a bunch. It was a bunch of leftover pieces. I just want to make sure it's smooth and glossy, which it is. I'll put this down here. And then one more. And this was just 2 pieces. And that all looks amazing. I'll put that down here too. All right. So now we're just going to take the file, send it over. So make sure your scan and cut is on. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I'm going to open up the front. I'm just using my, okay, I'm going to put it over here so nothing hits. I just wanted to have a little bit of room. I'm using that little table that I got that I love. And I'm just going to check my blade too, just to make sure it doesn't have any icky stuff on it. Because I did do some cutting with it. Not a ton. I've cut with it once. And it looks good. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. Oh, and like that. Whoa, I just pushed that down. I didn't know that. Should I put it back? I'm going to turn it off and back on again. I think I was being a little too aggressive, huh? I didn't know I could push it down. We'll just put that in there and lower the... Hang on. I'm going to go home and I'm hoping carriage will move and I'm hoping this thing will go back up again. I didn't know it could lower like that. Carriage will move. There, it's back up again. Okay, so don't be too aggressive. Just let it drop in there and then pull this down. All right, I'm going to scan my mat in two. So to do that, you just put it in with the arrow facing in. I have an icky thread right there. I'm going to get it out. And you hit your loading mat button, which is this one. Here we go. Here's my mat, my feet. And let's go ahead and send over our files. So to do that, we're going to come over to the machine. And I've already... Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and hit return so you can see what it looks like. This is my pocket. I am on the Avenir today. This is where you go if you send it via design database transfer and you're not using a USB. So I'm going to go ahead and touch this button. I really encourage you to try it. It is easy. I feel great that I don't have to use USBs anymore, that they're not going to be corrupt. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, and I am working on Star Spangled Beauty, so that's what that is. When I'm done, I will throw all of that away. Here is the design we're going to be doing. So this is the June design. I'm going to set it because I want to pull out the files, the cut files. This one, it's usually with Kimberbell, and you can touch each one if you want. It's going to show you what part it is. But with Kimberbell, it's usually the one that's going to be sky blue, depending on which color group or color name you choose. So let me show you why it says sky blue. I'm going to go in here to my settings. So you might have a gear, or you might have something that looks like notebook paper. And I'm going to go to page 9 of 13 for mine. You have thread color and brand color. So I usually leave my name of color, even when I'm using that specific brand, because I use a lot of Isocord and Glide. Glide's not in here, so I would use Isocord. Sometimes the numbers don't match, and it's confusing. So if it was me, I would just leave it name of color, and then you have all of these choices. So even though I do use a lot of Isocord, I just leave it on original. So you could go original or embroidery, one of these top two. Keep it to the top two because that's going to give you the scissor, like where it changes your placement line to applique, to a cut file. So I would leave it on one of these. Don't do, some of these will not allow you, it will not give you that little scissor button that you need. So I want you to come in here and choose either original or embroidery. So do name of color and do original or embroidery. I'm just going to leave original, okay? I'm going to touch back here and just say okay. So mine says sky blue. I'm going to touch this one. I know that that is for the HTV, the heat, not the HTV, but the glitter. It's for the heat transfer glitter. And I'm scared to, I feel good about cutting paper, but I'm scared to cut glitter. So I'm going to hand cut that. I'm just going to leave it. Most of you aren't scared, so just go ahead and cut it, but I'm going to leave it. Let's look at this next cut file. This one is for the yellow fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and now that I've selected that and I can see it, I'm going to select this button down here that shows you a little pair of scissors. And that just changed it to applique material. So it's going to create a cut file for applique material. And then this one right here, those are the two white flowers. You have two pieces of white fabric. I'm using the white with the little tan dot. And then I'm going to change that. I'm going to go ahead and touch that button. And that's it. Okay, so you have 3 pieces. I'm going to go ahead and say okay. I'm going to save it. And for me, I'm going to just send it straight to my Scan and Cut. Make sure your Scan and Cut is on. If you are on a machine that doesn't connect to Scan and Cut, no big deal. Put in your USB and hit this button, and it's going to save it to your USB, and then we'll take that to the machine. So easy. Don't worry. Don't be put off if you can't do it, if you don't have a direct connection between your Scan and Cut and your machine. I had a Luminaire and the 235 or the 225, and I couldn't connect wirelessly. Who cares? I would just put it on my USB. But it is a nice feature. I'm just going to hit this button, and it's sending it over to my Scan and Cut. I'm going to say transfer, and it should be there. Okay, let's go to the Scan and Cut. Here we go. So let's retrieve our data. So if you're going to be doing a USB, you're going to put it in now and hit retrieve data. I did my connection. So I'm going to go back here once, hit my connection. I'm going to hit retrieve, and it was through the wireless network. And there's the whole design. I just want the applique file. So I'm going to touch this button, and there they are. So I'm going to touch this first. I want 2 of those because we're doing 2 blocks. I'm going to touch this so it makes 2 and hit set. And why don't we go ahead, now that we put that in, we can scan our mat. So to scan our mat, we're going to touch this button right here. Put the scan the mat, hit start, and now it's going to go ahead and scan the mat. And now I can place those as they go in. The white might be hard to see. I might have to change that. And I always forget which button it is, but I'm getting good at kind of like figuring it out. Okay, so we know we want one down here. That should be good. I just used my finger, and we want the other one right here. And I'm going to use my stylus and get that placed a little bit better. And we'll do this one. I want to get it pretty centered because that looks good to me. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to touch add. How's your view? Not too great. Hang on, there we go. How's that better? Okay, we're going to touch add. We're going to go back and get these now. Oh, you know what? I don't know if it's going to let me split those. So let's go ahead and say okay. We're going to make 2 of those and hit set. And I can't see where that fabric is right here. So did it break it? Oh yeah, those are 2 and these are 2. So I might go ahead and have to move that fabric. And I might have to scan one more time. So do you see this? Because one of those is above the other. So I think I'm going to have to put this. I might have to flip that and put this like this. I don't know if that's going to work either. So I am going to go ahead. Let me see if it lets me scan it again. Because those are, I can't separate those. Those go in as one. Learning. I'm going to have to rotate them too. All right. So the flowers are still good. The bottom ones, those are perfect. But let me touch my wrench because I'm having trouble seeing. See how you can change the background? So let's try this one and say okay. Oh, I still can't see them that well. I can see it a little bit better. I just stand up. And I'm going to go take that, edit, object edit, rotate. Oh, I want to separate those a little bit. I want to move that up a little bit. I'm going to scan it one more time. So maybe SVG is the way to go, but I just moved the fabric up one more time. I'm going to scan again because I think that'll be good. Let's try that one more time. But I'm going to take this one and rotate that 90 degrees. And let's put that here. And let's see if... And it also looks like it's kind of up and to the right. I'm going to put it like this. Let's see. I'm kind of guesstimating because I don't feel like loading the SVGs now. I'm just going to wiggle these around and see what I get. Because I can't separate those. I wonder if I could ungroup those. That might be an easier way, but I don't know if I can do that either. All right. We're going to go ahead and say okay. And okay. And is there a back arrow? Let's see. Okay. And I want to go back. I want to go edit. Is there a back? Nope. Let's go. Okay. And I'm going to add, and I'll just add another one of those, but not really. Set. I just want to get to this screen. I'm going to take that and, well, let's hit scan because that's what I really want because I replaced my fabric. Remember? Sometimes I like to do it the hard way, but it's kind of fun because it's just problem solving, right? Let's see. I think that looks pretty good. This one, I'm going to go here. Let's move that up the tiniest bit. And this one, maybe move it over the tiniest bit. That looks good. And then I'm going to hit this one, edit, trash can. Okay. All right. I think I'm good. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to give it a little brayer. Those pieces that I was, I could spit it out, but I'm just going to brayer these. Okay. And let's go ahead and cut. So, okay. Okay. Please select, cut, and start. Here we go. And we should be done. I'm going to go ahead and spit out the mat. So it does say finish. I'm going to touch that and I'm going to hit spit out the mat. And let's come on over here and do some picking. So and trashy trash. And now we have all our pieces. Perfect amount of stick. This is my favorite little picker. I thought I needed a spatula to go under that. Maybe you do for other things, but for this came in my little picker set. Here's my gloss ready to stick down. Love it. And these are ready to go. So we are cut for this project. And I'm just going to go ahead and, of course, I'll clean my mat next time. It's pretty clean. That was not a lot of cutting, but I'm going to cover it up. Up. I wrote up on one side. So I know which side's my clean side, like what side to put down on it. And this is done. So let's go over to the machine and let's get stitching. You know what I love about kits? Not having to think, because this is of my own creation and I really had to think, oh, what color glitter should I use? What'll go with the other blocks that I've already stitched out? What thread will complement that? And it took me an hour when I could have been stitching from my Kimberbell kit where everything is already chosen for me. So I do love something that looks different and original, but sometimes you just want to stitch, right? So let's go ahead and get started. These are the colors that I'm going to be using. My background, the flowers that I cut, the threads that I picked out to go with the glitter that I'm going to be using, and then the other part of the flower. So, and right now what I'm stitching is I'm stitching out the June block. This is the Kimberbell version, and this is what I'm going to be doing. That's going to be for the Minky Kim version that I'm doing with the pieces that I've cut on the Scan and Cut. So we're going to come on over to the machine now that I am finally ready to go. So if you have an Avenir or a Luminaire, you could just hit add and then add the quilting design in here, which I could have done before and then pulled the files. However, you would have to go into edit and change the order in which you're stitching them, because it's going to want to stitch whatever design went in first. So if this goes in first, then I add the quilting, it's going to want to quilt it's going to want to stitch the quilting later. So I'm just going to start over. Let's just start over, start fresh. I'm going to go embroidery. Let me pull in my quilting file, and I pulled it in through design database transfer. You can pull it in through your USB. But if you're fancy like me, I'm just kidding. I've had the ability, I've had the software, I've had all the stuff to pull it in wirelessly for probably like, I don't know, 8 years. And I'm just starting to do it. So you are talking to somebody who's very technology resistant. This is the quilting design that we're going to be using. It should be 6x8, it should be in your spreadsheet. Did I update the spreadsheet yet? I'm looking. I did not. It doesn't have the June stuff, so I will update the spreadsheet. In the meantime, oh my goodness, who's slacking? That would be me. In the meantime, you can look at your book, and it tells you right here that you want spring 6, 6x8, and that you're going to be using linen. And I'm still going to use linen, but this is what spring 6, 6x8 looks like. So cute. We're going to add. And now I'm going to add my June. I'm juggling so many different projects. I don't know if I'm coming or I'm going. Here's our June project. We're going to do that one and set. And are we centered? Oh, look, we're not centered. This is really important. It said align the block embroidery file with the bottom of the quilting design. There we go. It's got to go to the bottom of the quilting design because they want that stem to get encased in the seam allowance. Bottom of the quilting design. And that's it. So we're not doing anything else except for moving it down. So I'm going to go edit. I'm going to go move. Make sure the box is around your embroidery design and not on your quilting design. And I'm just going to move it down. And if you want, I can zoom in. Let's go 200%. But you can't see the bottom of it, can you? You can touch the hand. And then what we're doing is we're moving the screen. We're not moving the design. Now I can use my arrows here to move the design down. And I'm going to put that all the way down. The stem has to go all the way down on the red box. And that's the bottom of the quilting design. And I know I'm going to overshoot it if I just hold it down. So bear with me. Okay. Now that bottom of the embroidery design is lined up with the bottom of the quilting design, we can say, okay, I'm going to go back to 100%. And that looks great. That's what we want. Now we're going to go ahead and touch embroidery. So it's really important that you look at these instructions. Oh, I hope I didn't do that with the other ones. Did I not? I'm looking at the other one. Oh my goodness. Did I do that in this one? I don't remember. I hope so. Oh, I did. I can see my sample over there. That would be like me to miss it. Should I flip it? I'm going to flip it because when we do the class, I'm going to do it right side. So if we want, we can flip the whole thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and on layout. I can't do it in this screen. I got to go in the previous screen. So I have to return. This is my layout screen. I can group it. It'll flip everything, but I'll just leave my background quilting. You're not going to be able to see it. So you got to make sure the box is around the right part of your design. It is not one design in this main edit page. In the main edit page, I just coughed, so Poppy's coming over here to save me. I'm going to go edit. Oh, sorry. She wants to sit on my lap. Hang on just a second. Let me move my land shark. Poppy, I'm going to pause. Hang on. Okay. I had to switch out for my ottoman. Here's your mirror image right here. You're just going to hit that, and now it went the other direction. When we do the class, I'll do it the regular direction. Hope you don't find this confusing, but it's just going to be a mirror image. Embroidery. And now we're ready. I'm going to go ahead and slide my hoop on. It's not on yet. And look here's my other embroidery. And I finally have gotten smart. I'm clipping it so it can't flip under. I don't know why I never did that. Because I like the pain and embarrassment of it going underneath, obviously. And we're going to go ahead and say okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do, oh, this is flipped under, is I'm going to go layout, move. I'm going to scoot this up. It's combined in the layout screen, so I can just move it up. Won't go outside of my embroidery field when my hoop is on. I'm going to go ahead and say okay. And then I like to go to this button right here. That's where you can go forward and backwards colors. I'm going to do that first stitch out. That is going to be the placement for the batting. Let's go ahead and hit start. I have a dark color in there. I have some kind of blue. I think rock navy because I'm doing Star Spangled Beauty right now too. While it's doing that, I am going to spray my background fabric and my batting. Here's my little handy dandy spray tent. You want to spray the wrong side of your batting, the side that's lumpier and bumpier. And then I'm also going to spray my background fabric and make sure there's nothing icky on here like a dark thread. Hang on, I need to put it in here. And I also have my clover iron heating up. because we're going to be using that. So there it is. I have it on its stand, and I also have it on the mat, and I also have it on a wool mat because I'm the type to knock it over and melt everything. As it is, I've already melted this stand. There we go. Back over here. And let's go ahead and lay down. We're going to lay this down first. Get rid of that red thread. That'll shadow through. And then you're going to put your background fabric on top of it. And just kind of make sure it is about an inch all the way around. That feels good. I'm going to press it down. Okay. Next thing that it wants to do is it wants to do the tack down for your batting, but we don't need that. So we're going to skip this. That's the placement for your background. We don't need that. That's the tack down for your background. We need that. I have this dark blue in here. I'm just going to hit start and let it stitch. You just want something dark with contrast that you can fussy cut to. Don't choose the same color. Meaning, like, don't choose cream. We're going to do the cream or the linen. Oh my God, this is so cute already. And if you're just joining, this is the June block, except I'm doing it with Minky Kim fabric. I'm doing this 2 times. Once with Minky Kim and once with Kimberbell fabric. And I love them both. If you ever want to just do your own thing and you don't want to think, well, I am having to think about thread colors, which I don't like. Then, oh, wait, this is pearl. This isn't linen. You know what? I'm going to use pearl. I love pearl. Pearl's my new favorite. Pearl is like linen, except just a shade darker. So it's like a darker cream. So I'm going to use this instead. Because I don't know where my linen is, so this is perfect. She ripped my doll. She and Momo were playing tug-of-war with it. I have this beautiful doll that I made from Daydreams and Dolls, and I came downstairs, and one had the head and one had the body. Oh my God, it's so cute already. Look at that. So cute. This is 3 minutes of stitching, so just go ahead and let it stitch. And then next thing we're going to do is, so pay attention to this because this sometimes changes too. So here, normally you go to step 1 of the instructions. Not in this case. It wants you to go to step 3. So when you look at your embroidery instructions right here, this is placement for the fabric. And then we're going to start right here with the embroidery instructions. Stitch the flower to rear petals fill. So the rear petal fill is going to be, and let's look at our picture too. This is the rear petal fill. So that's going to be the actual stitching, which if you are watching this and you're doing the Kimberbell one, that is going to be, what's the arrow down? I forget. The arrow down is, it's going to be like azalea, I think, or something like that. Arrow down is azalea. Oh, I'm out of bobbin thread. But I'm going to be doing it with peach, I think. So if it's telling you you're out of bobbin thread, always hit the cut button too, because you don't want to remove it and just drag that thread around. So I'm just going to hit the cut button. And let me get a new bobbin. Bobbin thread. Okay, cut, pull it out. Uh-oh. Hang on, there we go. When it's like that, I know you and me both, we want to use it all. I don't, because sometimes I find the threads cross over and then I have tension issues. I just throw it away. Do I reuse those bobbins? I used to reuse those bobbins, and I probably have some in my stash right now that I am reusing, but I went to a training with somebody and they said, those are like the cheapest, nastiest bobbins. I do notice they can get like milky, and then they can also splinter. So at this point, I don't reuse them. I just, because I would literally have like 1,000 bobbins. Should I save them and like, I don't know. You know me, I do not like throwing things away, but I do throw those away. I'm going to hit return, or what's this button? Presser foot will move up and away. Carriage is going to move. Remove the frame, remove the, oh, I already did all of that. Oh, it's walking me through all this stuff I don't need. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to go back 10 stitches. Ignore all of that nonsense that just happened. You can go back 10 or 20, but you want those stitches to overlap. And then here we go. Let's continue on. I love it already. So this is the color I'm going to be using, but you would be using azalea. Azalea. And this is a 40-minute stitch out. We are, what? I'm 4 minutes into it. Okay, we're on step number 3, and it says stitch the flower to rear petal. I'm going to go ahead, whoops, take out my purl, look at your screen. Oh, you know what? I didn't fast forward. Good thing I looked at my screen, because in my head I fast forward, but on the screen I did not. So right here, it's the placement. So this is really, even though it's step 6, it's really step 1. Step 2 is the tack down, but we're already tacked down and quilted. This is where we're starting. So that's what you should see on your screen. And you're going to be doing azalea if you're doing the Kimberbell kit. And if not, I'm doing peach. So let me go ahead and put in my peach thread. Ooh, my beloved Patrick just came to sit down in the room. I can tell he wants to chat, but I'm filming. Okay, go ahead and stitch. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. I know it's kind of a light color, but I was like, oh, I think it'll look cute because I'm gonna do this with orange. So I'm hoping it'll be like a nice contrast. And this is 6 minutes of stitching. And if I don't like it, that's okay, because guess what? I'm doing 2 of them. So I can pick something I like better for the next one. and just let it go. Patrick's taunting me right now. He's sitting on my couch eating like the yummiest looking orange. And he knows I love orange. And he's taking each bite and making it look so delicious and then looking at me and smiling. Usually, you know how good Patrick is to me? He usually peels an orange and gives me half. Oh my God, he's bringing me a piece. Everyone needs a Patrick. Thank you. Pappy, look! I got rid of my little I have a little bench, and then I have a big bench, and I got rid of the little one so that she could come sit with me again. This is, and it's covered in thread, but this is what I sit on so that Poppy or Momo, do you want to come sit here, Momo? So they can sit with me. Here comes one of them. I like it. So this Bloomberry pack sold out like it instantly. I don't know if it sold out instantly. I shouldn't say that. But she's got a new line called Sunset Ridge, and we just got the pre-cuts. And so if you like Minky Kim, I'm always all about having at least one fat quarter bundle in your sewing room so that you have something you can pull from to just make whatever you want. If you want to make bowl cozies or a quilt or whatever project, especially for the holidays. Oh my goodness, I love it. And then next, I'm going to be putting this down because I'm not, the Kimberbell kit uses I think it uses hot pink. Do you see how my fabric's pulling in? That used to stress me out, but not anymore. And now with Best Press and iron and a wool mat. Okay, after this, we're going to stitch the large flower 2 stamen detail. And I'm going to use, it calls for, you want to come sit here? Calls for, I'm going to use this. Calls for shadow. Sorry, I was having trouble getting that word out. So today my 1.5-hour walk turned into a 3-hour walk because I lost my key fob. And so my friend and I did our 1.5-hour walk, got back to my car, no key fob. It had fallen off of my key. So then she was sweet enough to do the whole walk over with me again so that we could find the key fob. And we did the whole 1.5-hour walk over again, no key fob. Oh, that looks cute. Cute! Now it's going to do the other side. I don't know. Do you think I need more contrast? I can't decide. I might do shadow. I don't think so. It really goes just on this part, that orange part. I mean, the peach part. I think we need more contrast. Okay, I'm going to use shadow. Or maybe I should use like a darker brown. Let's see what I have. How about we use, my goodness, spice brown? I think spice brown will be good. I don't know, I'm just not feeling the shadow with these colors. Okay, spice brown. For you, you should be using shadow. This in your instructions is step number 4. It says stitch the large flower to stamen detail. For my Minky Kim colors, I'm going to use spice brown. So I think that'll be good. Oh, why didn't that thread? Hang on. There we go. Much better. Look how spiky it is. If you were just looking at the instructions, it looks like just little spikes. That looks good to me. And then we're going to stitch this small flower, stitch the small flower petals fill. Oh yeah, we've got something up above. Ooh, what should I use? Maybe I'll do, so if you look at this, it wants you to do something up here. And maybe I'll do some kind of orange. No idea how this is gonna look, but I'm gonna be putting this down, so I'll just do this on the top to match. So for the Kimberbell version, you're going to be putting in, I think, pink lemonade. Yeah, pink lemonade next. Do you want to tell us how your day was, Patrick? So Patrick went, what time did you leave? 7, 6, 30?
7:30.
So Patrick left at 7:30, and he went to Mount Huff, which is in Quincy. Is it in Quincy, California? And is Mount Huff is that a big mountain? Like, what is it? Just a big mountain. And he and Kai did you do all 40 miles?
40 miles and 6,000 feet of climbing.
He did a 40-mile mountain bike ride on e-bikes.
We were on e-bikes.
They were on e-bikes, but they pedal hard too. And 6,000 feet of elevation climbing. That sounds horrible to me. To me, that sounds like I would die. But they had a great time. I'm getting cold feet. I'm thinking I almost want to do this cream on the top. So it would be like this and then a cream on the top. Don't you think that'd be gorgeous? Okay. I'm going to go cream on top. And if this looks different from your picture, it's because I mirror imaged it. Because I'm fancy. Every time I do the sew along, somebody's like, I mirror image. And I get so jealous because I'm like, I wish I mirrored imaged. And then it would be more interesting. I think one snail to the left, one to the right, one of these to the left, one to the right. But I keep forgetting. So that's why I'm doing it now. Patrick and I are going out for dinner. We have a date. So this video might be in 2 parts. I thought I would be home at like 11 and I would have been stitching for like 6 hours now, but sometimes life throws you a curveball. Like your key fob falls off of your keychain. Okay, next is going to be the small flower 2 petal fill. And like I said, I am going to use pearl. So let me go ahead and put that in. And it's going to do kind of like the top of the flower. I hope mine looks gorgeous. Maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't. And I've got 2 shots. I think this one's going to be great, and if it's not gorgeous, I can make the other one gorgeous. Do you have the remote? Patrick, can you just turn this off? Okay, what's next? Next step is going to be to stitch the flower 2 front petal placement line. And we're going to be putting down the glitter. I'm putting down the marmalade or the orange glitter. You're going to be putting down your pink glitter, and you are going to be using pink lemonade. Oh, you want contrast. Do you see that? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just put my peach back in. You do not want to do it the same color because you want to be able to see those stitches. Okay, I'm going to put in my peach. Let's take out my pearl and my thread got caught somewhere. There it is. Is there a way to disable this guidance thing, Patrick? There's like the word guidance. It has the words and it does the talking if you let it.
Yeah, you can turn off the voice.
I turned off the voice, but the words still come up. Well, I'll have to ask. Sorry. Hang on. Let me.
I'm willing to bet you can.
All right. Here we go. This one is going to be the placement line for the glitter. For both pieces. And I'm going to give my glitter a little shot of KK100. This has just been rolling around in my... It's been rolling around in my stuff for a while now. Okay, I'm going to do one in trim and then do the other in trim. Place flower to glitter right side up. You're going to stitch the tack down line and then trim the glitter as desired. For me, that usually means about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and let this stitch down. And you want your curved straight scissors for this. So normally I'm curved. With this stuff, you want curved straight. So you can control that outline. So when it finishes this one, I'm going to hit the stop button. And then I will trim. Okay, let's trim this one first. And then we'll do the other one. Because I'm going to move my what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, so my my laundry boy, that would be Mr. Patrick Mulligan. I was wearing a dress the other day, and I was finishing my...
Was that the first time you'd worn that dress?
I think so.
I like that dress.
You like it?
That's why I got it out.
If you hadn't, you wouldn't have. So I was finishing my lunch in the car on our way home, and it came in like a styrofoam container, and I poked a hole right through it, and it was juicy, and then the juice all came out and went all over my brand new dress. And then, but my laundry boy, Mr. Patrick Mulligan, who was sitting next to me, he assured me he would get it out, and he did. Because he knows there's hell to pay if he doesn't. I'm just kidding. I want to get this little bitty right here, but I will get that later when I like... There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put down the other side. Now that I have my placement line there. Let's make sure it's going to go from edge to edge, and it will. Will it? Yeah, barely. And no, that one it covers pretty well, so I might want to scoot it over the tiniest bit. And the tops, ooh, I've got good coverage everywhere, I think. Okay. And here we go. Where's my little spatula guy that I use? No more fingers. I want you guys to protect your fingers. I've heard way too many stories of needles going through fingers because you guys are engaging in risky behavior, like you see me doing too. So this is what I've been using. I love it. Number one, it's pretty. And number two, it's got two ends that I can use. So those are like a Tooltron spatula kit that we have. All right, because I have to go all the way around this, I'm going to just take it out. And what I should do is I should have cut it with my Scan-A-Cut. Then I wouldn't have to deal with what I call this nonsense now. Now that I'm a Scan-A-Cut girl. But you know what? I still secretly love cutting. So I think I'm just going to cut fabric. And then I can just continue to do this. Right? Best of both worlds. How are we doing on time, Patrick?
We need to leave in 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, I got 10 more minutes of stitching in me, and then I gotta go. And I'll finish up my video later, but it's a start. What I find is the later in the day it gets, which is natural, the more tired I get and the less motivated. I'm way better at the beginning of the day. Oh, and remember I told you I was going to do all these Star Spangled Beauty blocks, so maybe I'll come home and I'll do those too. I love this. This looks so cute. When it's like a lot of round stuff, I find I do prefer to just take it out of the hoop and just move it around. Oh my goodness. So when Kai and Patrick got home, like Kai's face was just covered in dirt. But Patrick walked in, he looked so clean. I'm like, why is Kai so dirty and Patrick so clean? And then Kai said because he rides behind his father. And he rides behind his father and he wears sunscreen. So all the dirt sticks to his face. I had to take a picture. You guys see what he looks like. It'll make you laugh. Uh-oh. Was a little close, but there we go. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Flowers aren't perfect. I like it this way because it looks more organic, right? I was just thinking about how we went to lunch today, and I just automatically ordered my food and just sat down, but it was such a beautiful day. We could have sat outside. Oh my goodness. Are these gorgeous? They're gorgeous. Let me rethread that. Now what does it want us to do? I thought it was going to do all that flower detail. You know what I don't understand is why did it need all of that stitching like on the bottom of these? Because it's all covered. Is it just trying to waste my time? Time I don't have? Okay. Trim the glitter as desired. This is raw edge applique. Use a pressing cloth. I'm not going to press it right now. We'll do that later. Stitch the flower to petal detail. Where's picture number 8? Okay, that's the flower detail, and that is in peach. I'm just going to leave peach, but if you are doing the Kimberbell colors, it's going to be pink lemonade. Pink lemonade. Looks cute. Then we're going to stitch the dark stem fill, and I used, what did I use? I can't remember the name of the color. Olive. So let me go grab that. I used olive and thyme. These are the two colors I'll be using, but if you are doing the Kimberbell colors, you're going to be using aloe and avocado. Aloe and avocado. In my opinion, not that it matters, we should have just done that whole last stitch out all at once. Because I don't think any of these go over the edge. But what do I know? Sometimes you should just keep your opinions to yourself, Jeannie. Okay, dark stem first, so I'm going to put in my olive. Olive. You know what I love about Miki Kim is I like her color choices because they're so different from colors I would pick, but I love her combinations. One minute stitching, it's going to do the dark stems, and then I'm going to put in the thyme for the lighter stems. So you're putting in right now your aloe, and then after your aloe, you're going to put in your avocado. Those are the colors from the Kimberbell kit. Yes, this stitch is fast. It's fast, it's strong, it's beautiful. And we're going to switch back and forth between these two. Let's go ahead and put in the thyme or avocado. Did you say we need to go, Patrick? Five minutes of stitching here. Oh my goodness. It looks so cute. I love it. So do your darker green, then your lighter green. And then we're going to put down a bunch of the applique. I love applique. I find that I do way more applique than I do just regular stitching. I love when you do fabrics because it's not as heavy as a stitch count. And I don't know, I just like the way the fabric looks, and you can do something surprising, like use pattern fabrics that look amazing. But just know heavy stitching pulls your fabric in, you know? Patrick, can you man this?
No, we need to do that.
Patrick, man this. All right, I'm actually going to let this run, but I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to restart. It is just stitching out the lighter of the two greens. I will be going to dinner and then I'll be back and I will finish this up. See you in a little bit. Okay, back from dinner and I'm stitching and we just finished the lighter of the two greens. I am on step number 11 in the instructions. Should I show it to you? Here's step number 11. And now stitch the vein detail in the darker green again. So you're going to use aloe, and I am going to use olive. Olive, Olive. Momo's joining us. If you hear heavy breathing, that is not me. Is it, Momo? Well, I might be heavy breathing too. Here we go. I'm going to see if I can get this done as quickly as possible because my battery is dying. Okay, here's the veins. The veins on the leaves. And then we're going to stitch the flower for placement line. You are going to use, I think it's Buttercup, but I am going to use Ginger. And I'm heating up my iron again. I unplugged it because, you know, I went out for dinner. Didn't want to leave it plugged in. I had so much I needed to get done today that I didn't get done. That's what happens when you lose your keys and you go looking for them. Come up here. Okay, you can't see it all, but this one is coming out so cute. Okay, placement line. So we're going to do the placement line for this. Hang on. I'm putting in Ginger. Can I get this in a different angle? There. Okay. Here's my placement line, and I am going to grab my flowers. Here's one of them. I'm going to have to figure out which way this goes down. Oh man, I have no idea. Okay, I'm going to pull this forward a little bit. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. I'm just going to keep rotating it until the flowers make sense. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Nope. Ooh. Is that it? That is definitely not it. That is not it. Have I tried them all? Alrighty. Oh my God, it's not going to work. You know why? I didn't mirror image it. So I have these both going the other direction. All right. Hang on. This is why it's great that I'm recording this because I can pause it. So I'm going to cut another flower and I'm going to mirror image it because I flipped this. I flipped it so it's the opposite direction. So I wonder if I have to do that. That's a good lesson for me to learn. So this is never going to fit. I mean, yeah, it's never going to fit. I'm glad I figured that out. I will be right back. Okay, I'm going to show you really quickly. I just went ahead and cut more pieces, put heat and bond light. It was really super fast. And now I'm going to go over here. I've never mirror imaged before, but I think it's pretty easy. This stuff is kind of intuitive. And I just need to go back here because I brought it in via my connection. It's still going to be there. The design's going to stay there until you bring in another one. And so here's wireless network. And here's my image. That's what I want. I want the applique stitches, the cut stitches. So here's one of them. I'm going to say, okay, set. I'm just bringing in one. I'm going to edit that image. So let's go ahead and edit, object edit. I think this one's going to be my mirror image. Just shows like, dark to light. And it flipped it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say, okay. Now we're going to add, because I have to add the other one. And I'm going to add this one. I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to set it. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to mirror image it. So I'm going to go object edit, mirror image. So it flipped it. I'm going to say, oh, wait. I also want to go in and rotate. Because if you look at where I put everything, so it's going up and down, I have to make it horizontal. And remember, those came in together. I got a little smarter and I just spread out my fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Say okay and okay. And I'm going to move this over here. And then I have to scan my mat. Oh, I think I went past that screen. I wish I could go back. I don't know how to go back. Is there a way to go back to the previous screen? I don't think there is. So, I'm going to just say okay. And what did I need to do? Oh, here's my scan the mat. All right. So let's scan the mat. I just have this on my little ottoman. I was going to just do it and I thought, oh, I better show you just in case you're following me. And you're like, oh, here we go. So let's make sure this is where it needs to be. I'm just going to move it into the middle. And then this moves as one. I'm going to move it into the middle. And I can't really see it that well. So I'm going to go wrench. Try it the other way. Oh, that's even worse. Wrench the other way. I think I need to move it up the tiniest bit, but I can't. I'm just going to move my fabric down the tiniest bit. So I think this needs to go down just the tiniest bit right here. And I think it should be good. Where's my brayer? I don't know where my brayer is, so I'm going to use fingernail brayer. You're like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Okay, I think that should be good because it needed to go down just a little bit. I'm going to say, okay, please select, cut, and start. Hopefully it's where it needs to be. We're just cutting 3 things. Now hopefully it's going to fit. Hi, Momo. Where's my little poker? I don't know where it is, so I'm just going to use the edge of my scissors. Okay, let's give this another go. Now these should be the right direction and something should fit. Oop. Put it down and now it's sticking again. All right, see you in just a little bit. Okay, take 2. Let's grab this. I mean, those are kind of cute. I could use that and put it down in something else. And now I should have something that fits. Is it this one? Nope. Aha, got it. Okay, there, it fits. I'm just going to go ahead and take this and slide off the hoop. Oops, you know what? It's a little too hard to slide it off. So I have my super skinny, thin. These are the mats that are for my snap hoop. And I'm going to just fuse this down. And let's just make sure. Okay, so with the top part, you're going to want a pressing cloth, right? We don't want to put it directly down on the glitter. And I'm at my machine, but don't forget, I have a mat under this. That really thin wool mat. Do not do this without something in between. I love it. I love it. Okay, that should be good. Don't forget to pull this out. I'm sure at some point I'm going to forget and then just iron it down. All right. Now we're going to skip the next stitch. So this is, remember it's orange, so it's the tack down. We don't need that, or I don't need that because I cut it to size. So I'm going to go to the next step. This is going to be the decorative stitch. So if you are doing traditional applique, and this will be in the title that I'm using Scan and Cut. So now I have to have some more forethought. And what I need to do is I need to do one direction and one the other directions. That's the first time I've ever touched the mirror image button. But now I know, and now you know. Look how perfect that is. It's pretty stinking perfect. Uh-oh. I cut the other one, but I don't know if, where are my whites? I think these are my two whites right here. Okay, next step. After we do this, we're going to stitch the flower 5 fill, and that is going to be these little ball flowers, and I've been doing mine in denim. So I'm going to get denim for that. I've been doing it in a dark blue. I don't think I can reach it. Hang on a second. I've been using this color. Part of what I love about Scan and Cut is how clean it is. And we have 10 minutes left of this stitch out, about 6,000 stitches left. I love this one. I just love the way it looks. All right, I'm going to take out my ginger. I want to rhinestone it too, but I'm just realizing all my rhinestones are at the store. Ugh, because I want to do that right now. I'll have to do that later. Because that makes it. I think I'll over bling it. Okay, look at your screen. Make sure you're seeing the right thing. You should see the little flowers that have the little balls on it. And if you're doing the Kimberbell version, you're using haze, which is that kind of periwinkle color. And then we're going to go ahead and put on the other flower, the white ones. So you're going to need, it's calling for linen, but I'm going to use pearl. Pearl's just a little bit creamier. Okay, put in your linen or your pearl. And we're going to do the placement line first for the 2 white flowers. I hope I grabbed the right flowers. I think I have them. Okay, I'm going to pull this down towards me just a little bit so I can see that outline a little bit better. And I've got my really thin handy dandy wool mat. I'm just going to snug it under here underneath both of those flowers. Just feel around, make sure it's there. I'm just going to do each one of these one at a time. There we go. You don't want to leave it down too long, because what I learned with this iron is it will melt everything. Everything will melt. Okay, I'm going to put this one down. Oh, it's so hard to see. Where is it like this? I think it's like that. Yeah. And I'm going to just do a few at a time just to make sure I have it right. That one is like that. Okay, this one up here goes like that. Okay, these go a little bit moved over. Okay, I'm going to use my pressing cloth or my Teflon sheet now. Now that everything's in place. Oop, everything is not in place. And don't forget, remove. You got to get rid of. You can press this down too if you want. The giant orange flower. This little iron gets hot. I feel like it takes forever to heat up, but once it is hot, it is hot. Pull the mat out. Pull the mat out, please. All right, now it wants to do the tack down, but guess what? We don't need that, so we're going to skip that step. You need to, I stay in this screen once I'm stitching. If you don't know how to get here where you go forward and backward stitches, it's this button right down here, minus plus. And I'm going to skip the orange tack down, and I'm going to do the decorative cream stitch, which you can do linen or, well, whatever goes with your flowers, linen or pearl. So part of this looking good is making sure you have that piece placed properly in the outline stitch. So the placement stitch, you got to make sure you have it in there right. If you don't, it might not look great. Looks cute. I love it. Okay, after this, we're going to stitch the flower 4 center fill. And it's calling for shadow. And that's going to be right in here. What color should I do? I think I am going to go... Should I go cotton candy? Should I do like light pink? I'm going to go light pink. Cotton candy. Or I can do this super pretty crush, which matches the other one. Okay, I'm going to go crush. match the background fabric. Now we're going to do our flower fills. So we're going to do this one first. And then I think it's this like pink outline and then this yellow center. So let's go ahead. This center, I'm going to go ahead and do this one in this pink right here, which is called Crush. It's more of a mauve. I would definitely call this. I remember, I don't know when, maybe it was like middle school or high school. I was so into mauve. I thought mauve was awesome. Do people even like, is mauve even a thing anymore? Was it just me? I wonder if my kids would even know what mauve was. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the center of this flower. And then the next thing it wants is it wants the pink outline stitch. So whatever you want this stitch to be, right there. I think maybe I'll do... I'm going to do mauve. Yep, let's do it. I'm going to keep that same color in. Crush. It's called Crush. Here we go. And then I'm going to do that mustard yellow, the ginger. And then we're done. You need to do 2 of these. So my other one, I did do the scan and cut, and I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to mirror image it, so my scan and cut pieces should work. And then for the one that we're going to do together, maybe I'll film one of those. And I'm just going to cut that the traditional way. Hope this doesn't look too busy for you. I was like, I'm just going to go with that checkered background. It'll be cute. I think it's going to be cute. It's a little busy, I admit. Okay. And I'm just going to put this mustardy yellow in. Cute. And we are done. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and slide it out this way. And hang on, maybe we need, and there we go. It's super cute, and I love these flowers. So this is the Minky Kim version. I will stitch out the other version as well. And then in class, we're going to be doing the Kimberbell version. So this is going to be what it's going to look like for the Wallflower version. Thank you so much for joining me. I think I learned something. If you mirror image your design, you have to mirror image your scan and cut cuts. And I'll know that for next time. We'll see you later. Bye. This is June's block in Minky Kim, and I'm going to go ahead and put on the rhinestones. So usually I do the embellishments all at the end, but rhinestones are so much fun. I just want to do them now. And it's not like close to the edge. If it was close to the edge, I wouldn't do it. Or if I was going to have to put a ruler on here, I wouldn't do it. But I'm going to use my 6.5 by 8.5 inch ruler to fussy cut it. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the rhinestones now. So if you look at this, I already put these down on here. This is my rhinestone setter. If you get one, this is the one to get, because it has this like flat plunger part, and you just put it, you place the rhinestone, whoa, and you just put it on here, and it will heat the whole rhinestone and melt the hot fix. You've got to use hot fix ones. You just hold it down, this light will get red, it'll heat it up, and then we can go ahead and apply these. So you're going to take your rhinestone and just put it where you want it to go. It's going to go at the end of these little, I don't know, what are these, stamen? So I'm going to go ahead and hold it down. And I think it's probably like 15 seconds or something like that. Yep, that one's not down at all. Probably has to heat up a little bit. Just battery operated. I wonder if that's even getting hot. Yeah, it's getting hot. I'll just leave that one. Let's go to the next one. Now that it's hot, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. I'm going to do the next one. And I'll pause this. I don't want to make you sit here and watch me do all of them. Let's see if these stuck. I wonder if I have to get that even hotter. And I've got my handy dandy little tweezers here so I can move these, get them into place. Let's see. See. Oh, that one didn't go. Did I even do that one? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause this so I don't bore you to tears. Or maybe you're like loving it. You're like, oh my God, rhinestones. So I'm going to pause it and I'll be right back. Okay, I do want you to know I did press these blocks ahead of time. So I pressed them so they're nice and flat so I don't have to press them again. And this one is done. I just dragged my fingers across these, making sure none of them are going to fall off. But doesn't that look so cute? I mean, glitz and glam. Okay, let's do the next one. So I'm just going to lay them out. And then we can, I'll show you how I get my rhinestones. So I just bought this little set on Amazon. And you have to make sure that you're getting flat back. And you have to make sure they're hot fix. I should put my link on our affiliate, huh? If Patrick and I can get it together. So it comes with these little tweezers. So you can go ahead and place them where you want them. Perfect. Okay. Oh, I need one more, don't I? Almost missed one. Be so sad and lonely without his rhinestone. Okay, and now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to hold that flat end just down on the rhinestone. And I'm just counting to 20. And then the next one. And then the next one. I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and pause. I mean, you can't even see, right? Here, let me put my hand that way. Boring. Here, can you see that way? I love this. I love this this little rhinestone setter. It's like the best. I'll be right back once we're done. All right, and then we are done. I went ahead and blinged both of these. They look amazing. Mirror image. And this is block June for Minky Kim. And I will do Kimberbell's block June as well without the scan and cut. Thanks for joining me.